Very good morning to all dear students. This is Professor Vivek Rawat from CSIT department, SIRT Bhopal. My subject is actual object-oriented programming. So today I am going to discuss about the topic inheritance. In this video, I am going to tell about what is inheritance and how we implement the programs of inheritance. So let's start. First of all, I would like to introduce about inheritance. So uh, here in inheritance, we actually need basically two classes. Okay, in which the properties of one class inherited by the another class. So here you can see the definition, uh, the capability of a class to derive properties and characteristics from another class is called inheritance. In inheritance, we use two types of classes. One is subclass and another is superclass. What is subclass? Subclass means the class that inherit properties from another class is called subclass or derived class. What is superclass? Superclass means the class whose properties are inherited by subclass. The class whose properties are inherited by subclass is called base class or superclass. So this is the basic definition of inheritance. Now, how inheritance works? So in this slide, you can see inheritance is the capacity of a class to derive traits and properties from another class. This is the major component of object-oriented programming. Okay, so new classes are produced through the process of inheritance from the current classes. Here you can see the code for single inheritance. Okay, I'm going to discuss in next slide. First of all, I would like to introduce about this slide. The current class is referred to as the base class or parent class. First class is called parent class and the newly generated class is referred to as the derived class or child class. When we say a derived class inherit the base class, we imply that it receive all of the base class properties. So motive is one class who want to inherit all the properties from superclass or base class. What is base class and derived class? This question raised many times. What is base class or what is derived class? So a class can be derived from more than one classes, which means it can inherit data and functions from multiple base classes. To define derived class, we use a class derivation list to specify the base classes. A class derivation list name one or more base classes and has the many forms. The class, derived class, here is the syntax for the inheritance. Here you can see class means derived class and access specifiers with base class. This is the basic single inheritance syntax. This syntax we can use for making the programs for single inheritance and refer these syntax for the further another type of inheritance, because inheritance have many types: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance. Okay, so all the inheritance having their own syntax, but all the syntax based from the this type of single inheritance syntax. Okay, so now what is single inheritance? This is the basic concept of inheritance. In a single inheritance, a class is allowed to inherit from one class, where you can see the diagram. Here is the class A, which is called base class, and another class is class B, which is called derived class. One class, subclasses inherit by one base class only. Here the properties of class A inherited by class B. The derived class inherit the features from the base class and can have additionally feature of its own. So this is the basic concept of single inheritance. Now, I am going to show you a code for single inheritance. Okay. So this is the code of single inheritance. In this code, you can see we created a class named publisher. Okay. Here, in this class, this is the properties of this base class, which is called publisher. Here, string name, string place. Okay. We use public specifier here, and created a function that is void get data. In this function, output shown, enter name and place of publisher. Okay. So here is the base class named as publisher, and when we want to create another class and inherit the properties of particular base class, so we need to use this syntax here: class named as book and public publisher. This is the single inheritance syntax. Okay, by this syntax, in this code we created a base class named as publisher and derived class named as book. So here, when we run this code, let's run this code and taking the output from this code, compile and run. Here you can see enter the name and place of publisher. So suppose we entered here the name of the publisher like XYZ named publisher, enter, and place of the publisher, suppose Bhopal is the place of the publisher. Now this code asking us enter book title, price and number of pages. Okay, so we entered the name of title Oopm, price of the book 100 rupees and number of pages 200. Okay, enter. Here you can see publisher name XYZ, place Bhopal, title Oopm, price 100 and number of pages 200. This is the very simple example of single inheritance. Now, see this code again. Here we created a code where we create a base class. This is the properties of this base class. This is the function to get data, and this is the function to show particular that data. This data shows us publisher name, place. Now, here we created another class named as book and inherit the properties from the base class, that is publisher. This is the same concept. From the base class, we use here the similar concept to show the data here. Now, come to the main function. In this main function, we created an object that is book B, and B get the data and show the all the data and show the output like this. So this is the simple concept of inheritance, single inheritance. In next video, we discuss about multiple and multi-level inheritance. Thank you so much.